Assalamualaikum and hello everybody. Welcome to our first lesson. So are you ready to learn? Let's go to the next slide. Before we learn the violin, let's get to know more about the string family. The string family consists of four instruments. The smallest will be the violin, followed by the viola, cello, and the biggest will be the double bass. The violin has the highest pitch and the double bass has the lowest pitch. All four instruments uses the bow and they can be played by plucking the strings too. Now, let us move on to learn more about the violin. As you can see in the slide here, this is the violin. The violin consists of the violin itself and it has a bow. Now, let's move on to the next slide and I will explain more about the violin. As you can see in the diagram given, the violin has four strings. The first string, which is the highest string, is called the E string, followed by the second string, which is called the A string. The third string is the D string, and the lowest string, which is the fourth string, is the G string. So you can remember the strings by remembering the alphabet E, A, D, G, from the highest to the lowest. Now, let us proceed by getting to know the part of the bow. First of all, let us have a look at this picture. This picture, it shows the bow. The bow is used to play the violin, viola, cello, and double bass. Now, have a look at this picture. It has a circle down there. That is the screw. We can twist the screw to adjust the hair of the bow. You twist it tighter and the bow will be tighter, and you twist it in the opposite side, you'll get the bow to be loose. After playing the violin, make sure you twist it back to make the string or the hair of the bow loose, to make sure that you don't spoil the hair of the bow. In this slide, the circle shows two things, the frog and the eye. The frog is the black color square, while the eye is the white dot in the middle right there. The whole bow consists of the stick. The stick is made out of wood. If you look at this slide, look at the arrow showing the hair. This is called the hair of the bow. The bow hair is made from horse hair. The bow hair is made of a hank of horse hair. A single violin bow will use between 160 and 180 individual hairs. These hairs are all attached next to each to form a ribbon. Now, this part of the bow we call the tip of the bow. Now, as you see in this slide, this is the rosin. The rosin is a very important accessory to be used in order to play the violin. If we do not have rosin, we cannot produce the sound from the violin. The rosin is a solid form of resin obtained from pines and some other plants, mostly conifers, produced by heating fresh liquid resin to vaporize the volatile liquid terpene components. It is semi-transparent and varies in color from yellow to black. So how do we use rosin? We break the rosin and it will have dust. Take it and put it at the hair of the bow. Then the sound will be produced when you take the bow and you put it on the string. This is the chin rest. This is where you put your chin in order to hold the violin. Look at the arrow and you can see that it is pointing to the long black thing with the four fine tuners. This is called the tailpiece. The arrow in this slide shows the four small fine tuners. This will help to tune all the four strings. If you look at this picture in the slide, the arrow shows two places. There are two holes which looks like the letter F. That is why it is called the F holes. As you can see in this picture in this slide, you can see the bridge. The bridge holds all the four strings. Next, we have the fingerboard. The fingerboard is the whole black long thing right over there, which we also call the fretboard on guitars, but we call this on the violin fingerboard. We don't use the word fret because violin does not have frets, so that's why they call it fingerboard. Fingerboard is also the part of the neck. This is the part where we call the neck of the violin. At the top of the fingerboard and at the top of the neck, we have a thing called nut. Now, how do we tune the violin? We can use the fine tuners below, and look at the top there, we have the tuning pegs. So violin has 4 strings, so we have 4 tuning pegs. Last but not least, at the highest part of the violin, which is the top of the violin, we have the scroll. Why do we call it a scroll? Because it looks like a scroll. That is all for all the parts of the violin. Can you remember the parts of the violin? Now it's quiz time. Let's see if you can remember the parts of the violin well. Answer the quiz attached in the Google Classroom. Good luck!